Hi class, my chosen PSA for this week's assignment is on street harassment. I'm videoing this from my car for a point. How many of us can say that we've been in our car or out and about on the street, either doing errands or going about our daily lives, and have been harassed in some way or another? According to stopstreetharassment.org, stopstreetharassment.org, a website dedicated to stopping street harassment and reducing it and identifying exactly what it is. Gender-based street harassment is unwanted comments, gestures, actions forced on a stranger in a public place without their consent and is directed at them because of their actual or perceived sex, gender expression, or sexual orientation. So what does that mean? What is street harassment? I had to think really hard. Have I been harassed on the street? And I'm like, well, I've been whistled at. I've been bothered, like, asking for my phone number type of thing. And that is street harassment. I think as women, especially, it's such a part of our daily lives that we've normalized it, that we've accepted it, and we ignore it or we choose to just not identify that, hey, we're being harassed. I interviewed one of my best friends. She's 46 years old. And I said, her name is Erica. I said, have you been harassed before, sexually harassed? She said, you mean at work? Like, yeah, I have. And she gave me some examples. I said, what about just on the street? She said, you know what? Come to think of it, I was going to the store one day. And I was just walking to the store, going to get my groceries. And a gentleman, which is probably too nice of a term to call him, said, damn, baby, you look good. And she didn't really know what to say to that. Like, how do you reply? Do you say, leave me alone? Do you just keep walking? Do you say thank you? And she just kept walking and ignored it. And he followed her and walked into the store. And he said, didn't you hear what I said, baby? You look good. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to say certain words that men say and have said. He said, man, I would love to hit that. And I just want to tell you what nice big tits you have. And my friend is the type of girl who is very shy, and even in her older years, she's very soft-spoken, and she was so embarrassed, she just tried to get away from him and ignored him. And then when she ignored him, he became belligerent, which, I've also had the experience of dealing with that as well. One day, walking down the street after work, was going to meet one of my girlfriends for some drinks, and there wasn't any parking, so I had to park a little further down the street and walk up the sidewalk. And as I was doing so, two men in a car drove by and started yelling lyrics of a song, "Look Out for the Big Girl," and began to scream at me about my PHAT ass. And my friend in the bar said, well, why are you so upset over that? And she kind of laughed it off, like, well, they're giving you a compliment. And I said, I think it was inappropriate. And I think it really has lowered my self-esteem, because I think as women, whether we're plus size, skinny, normal size, whatever normal is, being harassed, a lot of men become belligerent and then want to call you names, derogatory names, which lowers your self-esteem. But a minute ago, I was okay for you to make sexual comments too. So, according to stopstreetharassment.org, street harassment includes unwanted whistling, leering, sexist, homophobic, or transphobic slurs, persistent requests for someone's name, phone number, or destination after they've said no, sexual names, comments, or demands following the person, flashing, public masturbation, groping, sexual assault, and leading up to rape. I cannot count how many times that I have been somewhere, either sitting in my car as I am now, walking into a doctor's office, walking into an appointment, where I've had a man ask me for my phone number or my name, and then when I refuse to give it, then I'm called a lot of derogatory names, and sometimes even followed. So yes, I have been a victim of street harassment, and I ask you to look at your life and look at your surroundings and every day and what you do, and see if you've also been the victim of street harassment. And how can we stop it? Do we acknowledge it at the point? And I think as women, if we're alone on a dark street at night, acknowledging it could be dangerous. Ignoring it is probably the best case scenario I would say to do for me. But it's definitely something that needs to be brought to the attention and be out, especially now with the Me Too movement and all the other things going on with the workplace. Street harassment exists. Thank you.